a roll call this time.
Dave Bennett here.
Bill Barnes here.
Doug Sharif here. Jim Lehman here.
Mark Reynolds here.
At this point in our meeting, we have an open forum. Our attorney, Mr. Gilbert, would like to make a statement before that.
My only statement is to explain, for those of you who were here last time, the law requires public discussion. We welcome it. We have made rules, and the rules are that each individual can speak for 3 minutes, and we've limited it to 10 people speaking, because we have a lot of business that we have to conduct with the regular business of the board. Thank you.
So at this point, we'll have an open forum.
I really don't need it. I swear. I'm going to use your podium wall. You don't mind, do you? Thank you. Trustees, Reynolds, Barnes, Bennett, Sharif, and Lehman. My name is James Ressich. I live at 24738 Fairbanks Court, Plainfield, Illinois. I'm a resident and a taxpayer in the Plainfield Fire Protection District. My purpose in being here tonight is to display my extreme disappointment at a recent action that this board has taken. That of dictating the administrative leave for Assistant Fire Chief John Stratton. Questions to be asked are this. 1, was it good governance? And the answer is no. Number 2, is it responsible allocation of taxpayers' money to pay for lawyers' fees, litigation, and whatever would follow? And the answer is no. Number 3, is it irresponsible action without formal public information? And the answer is yes. And my last question, is this character assassination through innuendo? And I say, yes, it is. So often I think of people who have left imprints on our lives and are shaping who we became. I ask the question, who in this room of true and honest citizens has not been imprinted by the dedication of John Stratton? My father always said, hold faithfulness, honesty, and sincerity as first principles. Do this and you'll become an honorable man. Can anyone question that John Stratton, this man, has taken so very little and has given so very much and is the definition of an honorable man? Everyone in this room has experienced dark and gloomy times, and I often think of friendships. And I draw on the strength of friendships, and I say, a friend is someone who will walk into a room when everyone else is walking out. Ask again, who would walk into a room? No, he wouldn't. John Stratton would run into it and ask, what can I do? Yes, John Stratton. In closure, Fire District trustees, we must not confuse dissent for disloyalty. When loyal opposition dies, I think the soul of America dies with it. Remember, if our trust in you is lost, it cannot easily be found, not in an hour, not in a day, not in a week, not in a year, perhaps not even in a lifetime. I look at John Stratton and I say, that individual has such humility that if you ever said anything positive about him, what does he do? He shakes it off and says, no, that's not me. But I truly say about John, who you are is God's gift to you. What you made of yourself was your gift to God. You truly belong to the people that you love and respect, and they belong to you. Let us be careful as how we react in dealing with John Stratton. He is a marvelous individual, and I'm going to ask something of the people in this room. One last thing, and then I will sit. Friends, if you believe in my simple words, please stand and join me in a round of applause for John Stratton. Thank you, trustees.
I'll take your microphone. Don't you tell me I don't need it, Jim. Hi, everyone. My name is Vicki Polito. I live at 25242 Blakely Drive, also a resident taxpayer here. I wanted to mention two quick things. One, I wanted to say that when we left last time and the directive to staff was essentially to have the attorneys start talking, that actually raised a lot more questions and red flags, because now I really want to know, how did we get here? How in the world did we get from whatever mess started occurring a couple weeks ago to now all of a sudden somebody's working on talking again in confidential conversations and nobody can comment, and now there might be some sort of settlement? Settlement for what? For who? And who's paying for all this, as Jim pointed out? And the other thing I wanted to reiterate is, you know, I gotta say, you know, trustees, guys, you have created your own private hell with this. This is doing nothing but bouncing back on you. There are a couple of you where people are taking a real hard look at for your motivations and backgrounds. This is not going to go well for you guys. You're losing public trust. And the problem with you creating that private hell, or the one you sort of tried to keep private, I think, is that now your actions are impacting me. And I'm not going to stand for that stuff. So people are going to keep pushing on you. This isn't going to go away. You've got to do better than just hauling off and doing something that looks very crazy and thinking no one will notice, no one will say anything, no one will comment, no one will push back, no one will make demands. That's not happening. You can flush that one away and resign yourself to the idea that you owe the people some kind of justification, some explanation, and some sort of really a settlement with the people. You know, that's fine that you work things out with, you know, staff, but what about the people who vote for you, who pay for this place, who pay for all the fine firefighting efforts that we have? So please, you know, consider that you're going to have to give us something back too. We're not just going to talk about it and let you be silent and accept that. Thank you.
I'm John Konopek. I'm the police chief. I said my piece last week. However, I was forwarded a letter from a person that couldn't make the meeting tonight, so I'd like to express his words. To the Board of Commissioners, to the Board of Trustees and Fire Commissioners of the Plainfield Fire District. I am writing this correspondence in reference to Deputy Chief John Stratton of the Plainfield Fire District. I have known and worked side by side with John for over 20 years through the fire service and the cement masons. He is also a friend. Please take a moment to read my letter, or I'm reading it for him, as I am unable to attend this important meeting. John has been a leader and motivator in every sense of the word. His pride and dedication to the fire service and the members is second to none. I have had the honor to work with John within the fire service through the State Fire Academy, conducting a wide range of training. I have also worked with John in the construction industry as a cement mason. More importantly, I have seen firsthand the leadership of John Stratton at a time when people are at their weakest. He has stepped up to help coordinate our funeral services for members of the Chicago Fire Department who were killed in the line of duty, and taken time from his family to honor our brothers across the country who have made the supreme sacrifice. His passion leads through in the likes of the Plainfield Fire District and how it is a model department. John has shown his integrity in many ways, but the most important quality he has shown is that of honesty and loyalty. When issues arise in the workplace, we take action to correct them. In an emergency situation, we depend on all the attributes we in the fire service look for. Those of respect, loyalty, dedication, morality, integrity, and trust. We earn the trust through our daily operations in the fire service. And when the bell rings, there is no doubt the right choices will be made. My point in all of this is that John Stratton has all of the above. Respectfully, Robert Hoff, retired fire commissioner for the Chicago Fire Department, Deputy Chief of the Carroll Stream Fire District.
Anybody else? Chief, I'll take it.
My name is Brett Oots. I live at 15322 Meadow Lane out in Whispering Creek. I've known John Stratton for a number of years, and I just would like for the board members to remember all the good that he's done, not only for the fire district, but for the Mavis Division, as well as the village of Plainfield. John is a neighbor to everybody in this community. If there's a fire in town and he's out cutting his grass, he stops cutting the grass, he goes to the fire. Just want to make sure that the board knows what they're doing here, that they consider everything carefully. The public does not know what's going on here. And at some point, you're going to have to make the public aware of what caused this to occur. We don't want another fiasco like we had with the Park District last year, where people have to look at every decision that's made and question it. So, just want to make sure that you guys understand that the public wants to know why this is occurring.
Hi, my name is Stacy Stopko, and while I may not live within the boundaries of the Plainfield Fire Protection District, I can tell you if I were to call 911 and Joliet shows up, I couldn't imagine who would show up and know their names and be able to know that they actually are caring about me and my family. But in Plainfield, you see it in the patch, you see it online, and just having grown up in the Plainfield community, knowing that if you needed help, who's going to come? The fire department? John Stratton. You know that name. That name is synonymous with help and concern and care. Knowing that John Stratton is there. He cares about you and your family. Just saying, board, he cares. Do I know anybody from the Joliet? No, I couldn't tell you their names, but knowing the name Plainfield Fire District and John Stratton goes hand in hand with 100% care and concern for you and your family.
Okay, next item on our agenda will be correspondence.
Got a thank you note from Club Pack 91 for the use of the building downtown for them to put their homecoming float together, and also Lieutenant Moore and Station 2's crew for going through the rigs with the Boy Scouts. This was submitted by John Sullivan. That's all I have.
Correspondence we placed on file. The next item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes of September 2014, September 9th, 2014, September 16th, 2014, September 23rd, 2014. Entertain motion for that.
So moved.
Moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, the same. Motion's carried. Also entertain a motion for the approval of the Treasurer's Report of September 2014.
Make a motion to accept it as written.
Moved. Second.
Second.
Moved and seconded that we accept the Treasurer's Report from September 2014. And I'll entertain a motion for the payment of bills as presented to us.
Second.
Moved and seconded that we pay the bills in the usual manner. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, the same. Motion is carried. The next item on our agenda is old business, and the number 1A item on that is the headquarters campus status, 1, 2, 3, and 4 updates. Do we have something on that?
Not at this time.
Nothing at this time? Okay. Proposed training facilities, we'll skip that one. Just, we have to do these so if you want to talk to them, or if you don't have any business, when we don't talk about them. Strategic plan update, we want to discuss that now? We all have copies of that. I think we need to defer that to another meeting. discussion of the increased fees for the ambulance ordinance for that. Do you have anything on that?
On which one, sir? I'm sorry. Oh, the ambulance fee ordinance, yeah. In your
Want
packet.
Mike?
No, that's all right. In your packet should be the updated rates for resident, non-resident billing for EMS services. And the ordinance is prepared, right? So, just a, do they not have?
We reviewed these prior at home in last meeting, and we deferred this meeting for a little more information. So everybody understands, we do bill for our ambulance service for everything, but if you're a member or you own property in this community, it's called soft billing. We bill the insurance company only, and if they don't pay up, then you don't pay up. So that's what we have. Looks at the rates in other departments, and they've all raised because of some things that, well, the economy with the gas and everything, they've raised their rates. So I have ordinance number 14-1014. Ordinance establishing a schedule of charges for emergency medical services and charging non-residents fees for emergency response services by the Plainfield Fire Protection District. Okay. Yeah. Okay, motion to accept this ordinance, or?
I'll make a motion to accept.
Made a motion that we accept. Is there a second? Moved and seconded. We'll need a roll call vote on this, please. So by name.
Mark Reynolds, yes.
Jim Lehman, yes. Doug Shreve, yes.
Bill Barnes, yes.
Danny Bennett, yes.
Okay, the ordinance is approved. We'll do the signing later, is that all right? That's attorney? Okay, thank you. The next item is the review and approval of the snowplow bid proposal. We have copies of that, I believe. Anybody want to discuss that? We have 3 different bids, I believe. And, yeah, 3, 4. We have 4 bids. We don't total them up. It looks to me, when I went through it, that looked like the Fazio Landscaping was the most competent, or else the best bids. And how they do this, they bid on the equipment that they use by the hour. And it's all, it's a guessing game what we're gonna get, but it's listed by the hour for snow removal and salting. So, any conversation on that, or? You know,
This is just approving the final year that was on their current contract.
Approving the final year on their contract. We have a 3-year contract with them. So we go for, does anybody have any other things? Well, you want to pick up Fazio Landscaping? Here's the salter, Doug.
I'll make a motion that we accept Vince Fazio's quote.
Okay, it's been moved that we accept the Fazio Landscaping quote. Is there a second to that? Second to that? All in favor signify again by voice vote, please.
Mark Reynolds, yes.
Jim Lehman, yes. Doug Shreve, yes.
Bill Barnes, yes.
Danny Bennett, yes.
That motion is approved. The next item is in the new business. We have, Mike Chief?
I think I can yell.
Okay.
You missed item G, grant updates on old business. Our 2013 grant that we requested, the fire assistance to firefighters grant, was denied. Our 2014 grant has been completed and turned in grant request. So that's it for the old business. New business, I have nothing on operational issues. Board review notice. I believe we have one on the packet. No, you have the board review
Yeah, we
notice
do.
for your review.
Yeah, do. You got these right now? Board review stuff, you have those?
I don't know if I have, we get a bunch of them, I don't know if I have this particular.
Well, these are usually turned over to our attorney. They are people questioning the assessments on their property, and there are several of them here, about 10. It's been the season for that. So I will let you have that. Yeah. You have one now, right? And we have been working with the school district in joint effort to control some of the board of review objections.
We have 7 of them, they're all commercial accounts.
7 all commercial, okay, thank you.
There have been no annexations.
No annexations, okay.
Item D, we would like to have permission to enter into a agreement with IDOT to install Opticom at the intersection of Route 30 and 119th Street. That would be down the road. If we agree, they will come up with a contract that we will run through the lawyer. Our cost would be $6,900.
Does everyone understand what Opticom is? That's the light that we can push the button in the truck and it changes our process to green. It gives us
But there's no light of that yet.
they'll put one in.
They are redoing the intersection, they're gonna add lights, they're gonna do the whole works, but it's probably a year or maybe better down the road, but we have to start the process, so.
I'll make a motion, we enter into an agreement with IDOT to install the Opticom at 30
I'll second that.
Moved and seconded, again, roll call vote.
Mark Reynolds, yes.
Jim Lehman, yes.
Doug Street, yes.
Bill Burns, yes. Motion's approved.
Okay, another intersection at 126 and Ridge. We have been in discussion with them for about a year for Opticom at that intersection. We have found nobody to co-sponsor it with us. So we're kind of working on a deal right now that Kendall County will put the system in, buy it, put it in, if we agree to maintain it. If we agree to that, they'll come up with some contracts. Of course, we'll run it by the lawyer first, and they will put in Opticom then for us.
What's that entail to maintain it?
If it breaks, fix it.
Well, I know, I understand that. Did they got any numbers that it could run?
I have no numbers, no.
So,
I'm just getting a permission to move forward so they can draft papers and tell us.
well,
There's
motion.
nothing before the board tonight to approve.
I'd say move forward with the.
No, you have no actions requested, you just
Just continue.
Oh, okay, information item,
And then bring
Yeah.
specifics.
okay.
Okay, item E, you have quotes for the new vehicles that were discussed a couple meetings ago. We have a bid from Webb Chevy for a four-wheel drive Suburban at $48,000. Darcy GMC, a short Yukon, list price is $52,760, state bid price is $39,898. And the long Yukon, list price is $55,460, state bid would be $42,434. That's the 3 bids that we got for the board.
And these are replacement vehicles that fit in our replacement cycle. Anyone entertain a motion to accept those bids? They are on the state bid equity list. They equal that.
Which is preferred, the short or the long for the equipment that they need inside of them?
We would prefer the long, that would go along with what we have.
Well, in that case, then Darcy's is your best bet. Because they're at 42, your Webb is at 48. That's kind of I'll make the motion that we accept Darcy's bid for the,
Long Yukon.
yeah, for $42,434.
Okay.
How many are, Denny, what's your motion for, one or two of them?
I don't remember what the guy put in for, what they put in for.
2.
All right.
Two are due.
I'll make the motion for the 2. At this price.
Second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Have a voice vote on this again. There will be Mark.
Mark Reynolds, yes.
Jim Lehman, yes.
Doug Shreve, yes.
Bill Barnes, yes.
Any other, yes.
Now, the list, the sticker price on these is $55,800 and something. So, they do give us, the state gives a price quote on them, and they've matched it. Okay, we have a review and approval of the old computers for surplus. Do we have some information on that?
We have 4 computers that Jim would like to recycle, and the alternate computer in the Station 2 radio room has a system failure, so they would like to declare the 4 of them surplus, so we can dispose.
Motion to okay that surplus issue.
Motion that we accept Jim's recommendation on the computers.
Second to that? Moved and seconded that we agree to the request for the request for computers that be surplus issue. I think we can do that with all in favor. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion's carried. Next item is the tax levy request and pension tax request approval. You have that, Tom?
I don't have the precise number. Sherry, do you have the precise number?
No, I thought you were going to ask them whether they wanted to go just without publishing.
Oh, I'm sorry, are you talking about the pension levy or the entire levy?
Pension tax levy.
Oh, pension levy.
Both.
Pension levy.
Pension levy.
Both.
Okay.
We had that already, no?
The pension board met last night, and they are requesting that you levy no less than $782,000 for the pension,
That's the number.
okay?
And in general, the levy will be 105% of last year's extension. This is not a levy we're adopting tonight, but by law, we're required to make a recommendation or notification that that's our intent.
From the pension board.
Both the pension levy and the general levy. We intend to increase the levy by 5%. And the only purpose for that is since the cost of living is 1.5% increase, which is the maximum we can get. The reason we go over 1.5 up to 105% is if there is any new construction, it gives us a chance to get the new construction on its way. So I need a motion. I need a motion and a second.
Motion to
Approve
the pension tax levy
requested.
is requested.
I'll make a motion to approve the 2014 levy request for pension tax levy.
Second.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Roll call vote again, please.
Mark Reynolds, yes.
Jim Lehman, yes.
Doug Shreve, yes.
Bill Barnes, yes.
Danny Bennett, yes.
Okay. That takes care of the new business. Chief's report, you want to speak anything on that, John, or just?